Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank up my channel. House of the Dragon prequel to Game of Thrones review of episodes 1 through 3. I didn't want to give this show a chance. My wife wanted to watch it. I was too burned by Game of Thrones after all the good seasons. The final didn't land. The ending, it went off the rails. And it was just an unforgettable, off-putting disaster that removed all rewatchability. Not too dissimilar to something like The Last Jedi with Star Wars and Lucasfilms and Rian Johnson. The first episode I watched with my wife and it resisted. Like, no, you're not going to trick me again. I won't fall for it. But the characters, the story beats, the pacing, room to grow and room to breathe. The second episode, it was like, I still resisted. Third episode, time jump. That was a little off-putting for me. But then everything was falling in place. And the last 10 minutes hooked me. Matt Smith rocks in here. The action is brutal and unforgiving. That it has that Game of Thrones element of you never know what the hell's gonna happen. I miss that kind of storytelling. The shock and awe and unpredictability of it. This one's all new cast, all different writers, all different team, set even in a different point in time, just within the same universe. They're still using the Game of Thrones song, which I find interesting. It's kind of like the way Star Wars, Lucasfilm should use the Star Wars opening crawl. They should use it for everything and the music, but Lucasfilm is gonna do Lucasfilm. I've been watching so much Marvel, Star Wars shows. I almost forgot what a really good, compelling TV show looks like other than Better Call Saul. This complex, layered characters with compelling arcs driving the narrative, even feminist story elements, plot threads, but they feel organic instead of in your face like She-Hulk's ass shaking or cat calling mansplaining rants. House of the Dragon feels as grand and epic in scale and scope as Game of Thrones did before the showrunners ran it into the fucking ground. But this is much more narrow, personal, condensed, and a lot is explored every episode. This isn't some flimsy, string together, superficial Disney content, underwhelming content that we've come accustomed to. Each episode getting better than the last. I know people claim each MCU show is better than the last, and each episode is better than the last, and everything they put out is the biggest premiere since the last thing they put out, and everything they put out is the best thing since the last thing they put out. And every single thing they put out is getting review bombed because people don't like women or non-white people. But this show features people of color and women in positions of power. And these characters are compelling. The narrative is compelling, complex. The characters are interesting. Oh my god. You can't say that people are fatality. The show is more impressive than the Lord of the Rings of Power series that falls into the same kind of fantasy genre and with a smaller budget and is way more compelling than Amazon's most expensive TV series ever that I personally have just found really dull and really boring. Sure, it looks good, but where's the hook? This show's way more interesting than all that phone it in, factory assembly line, Marvel junk that they've been pumping out, all that MCU junk over on Disney Plus. And then Rings of Power, which we're only 2 episodes in. That show could really get better. However, this show has proven to be good from the start, really compelling, and it's just getting better with each episode, acting like a stepping stone to even higher quality content, higher entertaining content. This show is so far awesome to me. The first 3 episodes, check them out. It could still go off the rails like Game of Thrones. I really enjoyed this. It's awesome to get complexity instead of just a bunch of superficial surface level stuff. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't checked it out, you should check it out. But if you don't like it by 3 episodes, I typically give shows 3 episodes. I watch 3 episodes. Don't like it by then I'm probably not going to like it at all. I urge you to do the same. But to each their own. Like, subscribe, stay awesome. Rock on.